Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Insecure Season 4, Episode 8. Okay, it's an Insecure review. All right, low-key happy. Can you guys tell by the look on my face how excited and happy I was this episode? This episode made me very, very happy. You guys know me. Rocky loves love. Okay, say it with me. I want every motherfucker to be in love. Oh my God! I think this was like one of my favorite episodes in a long ass time. I smiled the whole time. And shout out to somebody said, I'm not sure if this is correct, but somebody told me that Kelly, the girl that plays Kelly, was actually the one who wrote this episode. And if that is indeed true, fantastic. Okay, you did a great job. Whoever wrote the episode did a great job. And I'm hoping that it was the girl who played Kelly, because it was fabulous. But anyway, you guys, the review, let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so remember last week Lawrence was calling somebody because he wanted to meet for dinner. He had been thinking about him, wanted to talk to him. Okay, I was hoping last week that it was Issa. This week we see him, he's waiting at the spot. You know, he's nervous, it seems, a little bit. He's checking his breath. He's all this. I was like, oh, maybe it's not Issa, because Issa already know what your breath smells like. But sure enough, in walks Issa. Okay, he sees her across the crowded room. I was like, oh. Okay, Roxanne, don't get so excited. But you know, she looks cute. She's got on this badass blazer with the shoulders out and no shirt underneath, you know, and all. I said, ooh, Issa girl, you look good. You know, he waves her over. She walks over, and then in Issa style, you know, she falls. Of course she does. Jumps up real fast. I was just like, girl, you know, Issa wouldn't be Issa if she's not awkward. They go over there, they sit down. He's at the bar, so he's like, okay, he's gonna order their drinks. You know, he wants for her, because he's so used to what she would order. You know, it's a prosecco with a splash of whiskey in it. And she was just like, oh, that's so not my drink anymore. Okay. What is it now? Now it's Prosecco and vodka. So things have changed. Not all the way. We still like Prosecco. Okay. Just a different twist to it. So anyway, they're talking, you know, and Lawrence asked her how was the block party. And she was just like, I did that shit. I was like, that's right, girl. Be proud of what you did. That was a whole lot, you know. Glad that that Issa was actually feeling confident. I was just like, oh, I already could tell this is gonna go well. He apologizes for not being there. He said he was in San Francisco. Remember, I told you guys last week when he said that, I figured that he was probably up there checking out the whole tech industry. And so he was up there interviewing, just kind of getting a feel for it. But you guys, Lawrence is probably going to be moving to San Francisco. She tells him that she heard about Condola. He was just like, yeah, we ain't got to talk about that. You know, he said that he bumped into Molly, and that was weird at the airport. And she was like, yeah, because we don't really talk anymore. And he just thought she was just playing, but look on her face was serious. And yeah, just like you don't want to talk about Condola, Issa don't want to talk about Molly. We here to have fun, okay? But it's a loud club. You know, somebody's jumping in, trying to order a drink between the two of them talking. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. All this going on. So Issa was like, can we, like, go somewhere else? You know, and Lawrence was like, yes, let's leave. Okay, continuing on the night. I said, ooh, it's promising. It's promising. So we get out of the loud bar, and they're going to go somewhere else. You know, Lawrence, now this is the new and improved Lawrence, the put together Lawrence, not the nigga that's sitting on the couch Lawrence. This is the one that's been working and got his own place now. So I'm just like, ooh, you guys. So Lawrence, he has the car service come, and, you know, Issa's impressed, and, you know, they get in there, and the woman, of course, is talkative. Issa was like, yeah, we like the quiet drive. We're not trying to do the talkative drive. But the lady there is giving her gems on, you know, relationships. At first she thinks that they're married, and they're not. The lady just says marriage was the best thing that happened to her. Anyway, she's going on. And you know, you just can't help but think about that remember at the end of the first season, when after they had broken up, and Issa just had like the flashback of when they got married and they had kids and all of that. Like, that's where my mind went. Okay, anyway, we get to this next location, and it's just still a tad bit awkward. Okay, and I don't know why. Lawrence was like, we don't really have to make this weird. Okay, we know each other. You know, it's all good. And Issa was like, you're right. So what is it that you wanted to talk to me about? So you guys, this is why I love this episode. It is something about breaking up with somebody, fixing yourself, or at least coming to some realizations about yourself separate from the other person, working on those things, and then coming back together with a person, much new and improved. So that's why I was so happy. It's just something about coming back together to somebody, even if you guys don't make it back together like that. It's just something about where you can actually talk to somebody, minus all of the raging emotions that come with breaking up with somebody. Just having that conversation, like I'm all for it. So I was just so ready, and honey, Lawrence just laid it out, and it was all the stuff that we wish that Lawrence would have said a long time ago. But you know what? No time like the present. So he just says he just was thinking about the two of them, and where they would be had they not broken up. Did he give up too easily on things? And Issa said, well, I wish that you hadn't given up on us. Well, he wants to know why Daniel. And she said, well, it wasn't necessarily just Daniel. It wasn't him per se. It was just a person that was giving me the attention that I needed at the time. It basically felt good to be wanted. Lawrence had checked out completely. And that was something that she needed, and she found it somewhere else. Okay, never the best way to handle things, but it happens. But she still wanted to be with him. He was pretty much over it. Well, of course, that's his ego, that's his pride. It's all blown. He actually told her she blew the whole thing up. She said that she did want things to work out, but she was just like, even though things were starting to get a little bit better at the end, she could see that they were going to fall back into old patterns, and she didn't want to do that. It was a whole year of our relationship. You didn't want to have nothing to do with me, And he said, well, that wasn't it. He just felt as a man, he's seeing his girl get up every day and going to work, and he's just sitting there, he just felt like shit. He wasn't doing nothing. He knew that he wasn't doing anything. He had a woman that was trying to be, that was trying to do something out there, and it fucked with him. When they broke up, he didn't have nothing. He had considered moving home. That was going to be worse. He just didn't feel like much of a man. And she was just like, well, why didn't you tell me? And he was just like, because that probably wasn't gonna work either. It was easier for him to blame Issa. I was just so proud of Lawrence, because I know a lot of the reason why a lot of people don't want Lawrence and Issa to work out is because Lawrence was just so hell-bent on not seeing any issue with his side. Okay, and so I just really appreciated the fact that he actually said, it was on me. Okay, I put it on you, but really it was on me. So I was just like, okay, yes, come on, truth. He was like, nobody could have told me a year ago that I'd be sitting here talking to you. Because as far as Lawrence was concerned, he was over it. And he used to say, yeah, this is a little bizarre. But sometimes that's how these things work out. So it was cool to see them talk. When she got up to go to the bathroom, he got a text message from Condola. Okay, Condola want to talk. I said, Condola, it's always a bitch fluttering around in the background. I wasn't too mad about it because Issa and Lawrence are not together. Lawrence is not with Condola. You know how it is sometimes when you're in that space where you're trying to figure out if you're going to try to work this relationship out, if you might try to do something new, So it was cool. The girl has his number. She sends him a text message. He says that he'll hit her up when he's done with the evening. They leave from there, and then we have a funny little moment when Issa bumps into Calvin, the TSA agent, big fluff that she used to fuck on every now and again. And he's all just like, hey, what's up, Issa? He just like, it's all good. We friends. Yeah, he's just happy to see Issa talking to Lawrence. Lawrence was like, how you guys know each other, and she was like trying to stop him. He said, yeah, we used to do some things back in the day. His girlfriend that's with him, she don't even care. She looking in her phone and all of this, and Issa's just looking so embarrassed. So, the girl tells Calvin, we need to go in the restaurant, it's time for our reservation or whatever. So they rush off, and Issa's all embarrassed, and Lawrence was like, yeah, that is perfect. I said, Issa, you gonna tell him about his big dick? So, the night is young. They still having a good time, So far, everything has been nice. So, Issa suggests the next place, a place that they had talked about trying out in the past. And Lawrence was like, yeah, well, you have to let me know how it is. I got to run. And he gives her a kiss on the forehead, and he walks off. And I was like, I know this motherfucker. I was like, oh, so Condola texts him and he just take off like, I was so irritated. I said, Lawrence, don't do this to me. You know, Issa's just standing there looking like, what? But then he turns around and comes like, you know, like, got you. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Don't do that tonight. So yeah, let's get it in. So now we see Issa and Lawrence. They are at like a outdoor art fair type place, you know, something for the, you know, the folks to do in the neighborhood to act like they got some culture in them, you know, like Lawrence said, fake deep. You know, we got to sit there and stare at a picture and try to figure out what it means. They look at one picture that's called Happiness Illustrated. Issa just gives them a real grown-up view. She says that happiness is a choice, which is 100% true. 100% true. It's a lot of work taxing on you to just be always upset. But when you're in the thick of it, you don't realize it. But once you can get past that and just be like, I am choosing to be comfortably happy with my own self, you would be surprised how things fall back into place. Happy doesn't mean perfect. And people need to remember that, okay? Happy means that you happy with the way things are. Yes, it can get better. Yes, it can get worse. But you're going to choose to look at everything from this certain type of perspective. And that helps you kind of be more agreeable and easier with everything that you approach in your life, I feel. So when she told him that happiness is a choice, you know, he was like, I like this new Issa. I like this new Issa and Lawrence. I like you guys both. He want to know what she's working on next. You know, she don't know, but, you know, she wants to do something along the same lines, you know, helping Black people out with events and something like that. You know, he's impressed with that. Like, wow, Issa's, you know, good. Like, oh, everybody is doing so much better. Let me calm down. Okay, but while they're there talking, Condola keep calling and all of this. And, you know, Issa's just like, do you need to take that? And he was just like, well, you know, I'm sorry. It's Condola, basically, you know. She's like, well, are you guys talking? He's like, well, we just trying to figure out something. She wants to talk and, you know. So I was like, okay, cool. He was truthful about that. Didn't want to hide that. So I could appreciate that. He tells her he doesn't know how that's going to turn out. So him and Condola definitely are not on, okay? And right now, with the night going as well as it is, Issa does not care about Condola. They're about to leave the place. You know, they bought their little things, whatever they're gonna get, and then they are leaving. They're gonna share you know, their car ride back home. You know, Lawrence has his place. It's right there in Slauson and Fairfax. I was like, ooh, by La Louisiane. Oh, child, I miss home so much. But, yeah, he's got his apartment over there, you know, and after she teases him about how he used to keep home, he was like, you're going to be so impressed when you see how nice my place is. I said, oh, bitch, don't get me in this house. Child, don't get me in this house. Child, this really reminds me back in my young and ready days, child. Like, so anyway, you know, he tells the driver to just wait out front, and he gonna run Issa in there real quick just so she can see how nice his place is. You know, it's clean, it's put together and all of this. So she gets up there and she is impressed. Okay, wow, totally different than what she, you know, this ain't the Lawrence that she remember. He got his own spot, okay, and it's clean and look like grown man. Very, very nice. So anyway, Issa goes to the restroom. I guess she's gonna do that before she leaves out. And while she's in the restroom, Lawrence calls Condola, and he was just like, you know, I guess she was just like, she still wants to talk to him. And he says, yeah, you know what, I'll come on by there once I'm finished. I'm about to wrap this up. Okay. And I was like, wrap this up like a business meeting. I was like, oh, that kind of stabbed me in the heart a little bit. But when he went inside, Issa had overheard him, you know. And so she was like, Condola, and he was like, yeah, she wants to talk. And she was just like, okay, you know, so she's about to leave. And so when she's walking out, she turns around and she says, well, what if I wanted to stay? He was just like, well, you know, what's going to make you happy? And she says, well, you make me happy. And I was like, oh, it's about to happen. It's about to happen. She don't want to go. And Lawrence don't want her to go either. I was just like, yes, yes. Oh my God. So she walks up to him, y'all, and then they start kissing. And child, this is finally the first sex scene that I feel makes sense this season, okay? It felt very organic. I didn't feel uncomfortable at all because it was just like it made sense. It didn't just come out of the blue. And child, them two just did it and had a good ass time. And I was just like, oh, this is nice. This is noise. This is noise. Oh, they done made it back to each other, you guys. I don't know how long it will last. Something tells me it won't last because Lawrence is going to have to move to San Francisco. Issa is very much a Los Angeles girl. I can't see them trying to make a long distance relationship work like that. So I believe that that will be the brunt of the issue if they do try to make this thing work. But you know what? We're not talking about that right now. Right now, they just enjoying each other. The next morning, they wake up. Nobody is real weird. You know, it is sort of like, wow, did we just do that? You know, but it's still not uncomfortable. You know, Issa's getting dressed because she's about to leave. You know, she has on her cute little sweatshirt. People are like, well, how does she just have a sweatshirt? You guys remember that she did have a bag when she left the little art fair when they left the place. So that was probably something that she bought. Because at first I was just like, how you got clothes over there and you ain't even been over there? But I think that that's what the case was. But anyway, you know, he was like, are you okay? And she says, yeah. And she was like, are you okay? And he says, yeah. You know, we just kind of smiling at each other, not really knowing where this is going to go. You know, he offers her a ride home. She decides that she's just going to walk, you know, so you don't have to do that. You know, they're not too far from each other. Okay, so she puts her clothes on and she leaves. She walks all through, you know, Inglewood area, all through the areas, getting back to her place, and she just has a smile on her face. And you guys, I tell you, I had the biggest smile on my face too. I was just like, I loved this. I don't know what's gonna happen with Lawrence and Issa, but I'm telling you, I am so happy that this happened. I loved it. What you guys think? All right, you guys, that's it. Let me get off of here and get these episodes, both of these videos edited and up to you, and then that'll be that, okay? You guys, make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel's for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.